Oh, so I had a great meeting with the UK Power Network guys because this is to do with this block here, and we have no power. So we've been working on it during the day, and but obviously power is an issue because it was a drug den, and we'd had to cut out a lot of the start again. It was a drug den, so the UK Power Network came out and actually cut the electricity supply to the block. And you can see here, I'm also learning, this is the bit where they'd actually dug the hole, cut out the actual main supply to the block, and that's why we don't have any power. And today was the meeting about, well, he had to come and site visit to see what the structure and the kind of the arrangement was in the building. And so he had to look at, and he came to see this this arrangement here, which he tells me is very good, because you can see at the bottom here is the mains 98mm cable that comes in, brings the power to the block, to this block, in through this white box here, then goes into some form of cutout there, and then into this box, then it supplies all of the meters in the flat. So the challenge was trying to work out who does what in this, and who's going to be doing the reconnection. It's probably cost one of my guys 2 weeks worth of hard work to go through around the houses to actually have a discussion with electricians, different supplies, and then eventually the utility companies as well. And then eventually they told us, no, it's definitely UK Power Network. Got in touch with UK Power Network, and they thought it was a small project, so we were talking to the wrong department. Eventually we've managed to get into this conversation with a guy called Mitchell from the UK Power Network. Really nice guy, really helpful, and basically educated us as to what needs to be done. So in essence, it's taken 2.5 weeks or so to get here, but we've managed to get it. So now the plan is he's going to go away, and he's checked all the supply stuff in the block, and he's happy with it. He's now said to me, okay, the next thing will be is to having to dig the ground there. Now the challenge, and actually again, because he was so good, he said, look, the grounds work is the most expensive bit. So for let's say for a work that UK Power Network will charge us, say, $4,000, if we don't dig that hole and get them access to where the power had been cut, it will cost another $5,000 that the grounds people will ask. So he said, because it's on your land, it's easier for you to then dig it out the day before and create that space for people, for their guys to reconnect the power. Once that cable is reconnected in that corner here, it will power this block and that block, and then from there on we have to pay another fee through them, and their supplier team is Siemens, who will then come and actually reconnect all the boxes underneath the stairs, and that then gets us power to the blocks. From there on, it's our cost, because then it's my electricians, and then that redistributes all the power. I mean, the power are there anyway, but it's more a case of checking to make sure there's no faults on the system, because it was a drug den, people messed about with the electrics, and hopefully then we will be in a place where we have full power, and then from full power that gives us ability to start testing the wiring in every flat. Thereafter, we can then put the boilers on, get the gas working, and then we are in a much better situation. Alongside that, we have been working with the Southern Waters to get the water meters sorted out, and that's why we're having to, we've had to dig. So a lot of work on this project has been almost fact-finding the challenges. So you can see this fridge here on our land. We've been digging to see and find the meters for the water. I think I can show you on this one. You probably could see here. So what they've done is they've kind of messed about with the meters before. So we're putting all the grounds work here ourselves, and then Southern Water will come in and actually reconnect water and give us the exact meters that we need. And the last thing we will do, or that we're doing alongside that, is the gas supply. As you can see here, there's loads of meters that's already there. The supply is there. It's a matter of getting the utility companies to come out and actually connect these gas work. So all in all, really delighted actually from this morning. It was a bit of a stress thinking about how much it could have cost me. And I said in the last video, it could have been anywhere up to about 15, 20 grand. I reckon, well, he reckons it's probably going to be somewhere, if we do the groundworks and we save around 5-6 grand for the groundworks, we're probably looking around the 5 grand mark rather than the 20 grand mark. So that's really a relief, because that also impacts the profitability on this project as well. So more importantly, we just need to get done ASAP, because otherwise we are working without lights and it's getting darker and darker. So hope that gives you a bit of an insight of how what the challenges on this development is, because, you know, quite frankly, the margins are brilliant on this. You know, we would really be increasing the value through refurbishment, through solving the problems of being a drug den and buying it, as well as title splitting into 6 flats or more. I will be able to recycle, well, way over my 100% investment. The value will go up by 2.5 times. So definitely worth it, solving these problems, and then yeah, creating lovely flats for people to live back on. Have you thought about title splitting as a strategy? If you have, then you will know that you can actually buy today in the UK freehold, multiple unit freehold blocks as one whole, and create a new strategy that's called title splitting, where you can actually take the whole and then split them into pieces. By doing so, you can create more value out of them. It's a great strategy that I've been doing for the last 10 years and has exponentially grown my property portfolio over those periods. The good things about this is actually less competitive. It is more expensive, but when you start making those splits of titles and creating this value out of each of those individual units, you start finding out that the profit you make on one, you will make on the other and the other. So if you're buying, for example, a unit of 5 or 8, any profit that you make, let's say 20-30 grand on one, you will times that by 5 or 8. So the profit that you make will end up being much bigger. On top of that, you can actually buy them, as long as you're buying the right price and the right block that you're buying. You can buy them, refurb them, add value to them, refinance them, and pull all of your capital out of them. So every time you're doing that, you're not leaving any money in the deal. Can you imagine, after 3 or 4 times of buying a block of, say, 8 units each time, you buy 5 of them in the next 2 or 3 years, you've got 40 units of rental income. That's 40 flats that you can be renting, and let's say on average making £500 residual income per unit. That's, you're looking at 20 grand worth of revenue or rental income net per month. That's your profit before tax that you could be making potentially at the end of the 3 to 5 years, as long as you can get those units bought, split, refurb, add a value to it so that the value goes up to what you paid. And by creating these leases and title splitting those properties, you can create much more value out of those. By doing that, you pull all of your money out and you remortgage all of those at 75% loan to value. If you're interested, I've written a whole book about this strategy called Grow Your Wealth Through Title Splitting. It's available on Amazon. It's at the moment at $7.99, and within those pages you will find all the information you need to learn about the strategy, how to get involved, how to actually do them, what kind of blocks you need, and things like, you know, for example, some of the key chapters will be how to engage in them, the key success factors, what do you need to find in those blocks that will make it successful, how to use leverage, and how to recycle all your funds out of those. And it's also peppered with lots and lots of case studies. If you're interested, have a look at it on Amazon. My name is up there, I'm Azid Ganga. The book title is up there as well. Thanks for listening.